2019. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and begin by naming off some of our racers here. We have, right now, in the number 15 Red Bull, we have two of them, excuse me. We have Vintage. We're going to call him Grief. Vintage Grief right here. Griefs, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Alright, so you've raced here, you actually just had a race here. How are you feeling about the track right now? What's the conditions like out there?
It's cold. It's slick.
It's slick. Are you you feeling like it's gonna? It should. You're familiar with slick tracks. This was the last race was on for you guys. Do you think you still have a hold and a nice grip of that, or are you hoping it warms up?
I'm hoping it warms up a little bit, but you gotta make do with what you can do.
Of course, of course. All right, that was Grief. We're now moving on to our next Red Bull number 15 called Hunter. Hunter, can you hear me?
Yeah, again.
Hey Hunter, how you doing? I'm glad you can make it out today. How's it feeling out there for you? You doing all right?
Not bad, pretty slick, but working on my turns right now. Just taking them easy right now.
All right, I hear you. Well, how do you feel knowing Marco will not be in this race? Does that change up any game plan considering he's such an aggressive racer last?
Doesn't change much considering my last race. I just need to really work on my racing style this game.
Yeah. Are you planning on being any more or less aggressive due to what happened last time? I mean, your second race, or your first televised race, it kind of went a way that no one was expecting. I mean, you kind of ended up in the back. It seemed like you had problems with keeping control of your traction. But what really went wrong there, and what are you going to do to fix that today?
So, I've got some ways that I'm going to approach different corners now. So, might see some of the same play style, just less spinning out, hopefully.
Wonderful. All right, well, I'm wishing you luck.
Thank you.
And our last race on the number 5 total car, we have Nicole. Nicole, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Glad to hear it. So, last race, you finished. You didn't finish. You had technical problems with your vehicle. Do you have that sorted out?
Yep. Learned some new stuff from that. Definitely not gonna happen this time, or I hope so, at least.
What was the problem? Was it mechanical, or what were we looking at?
Yeah, we were looking at a little bit of mechanical, a little bit of a pit crew issue.
I see. So it's in and out. It's
definitely
gotta be kind of rough.
Even though, besides the issues from the pit crew, definitely was not my best race either.
Yeah, we saw you had multiple. You had a very good start. You're actually pretty well known for your takeoffs, and we're looking to see another really good one today.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more confident in this race. I don't know what happened, but I'm feeling a little bit more confident. Maybe because Marco's out here, because I was a little bit worried about him.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make this race, so we're going to go ahead and continue on.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, well, we're wishing you luck out there. And,
thank you.
Good luck, everybody. All right, so right now we've got about 30 seconds left, or 40 seconds left in this practice session or warm-up. The racers will be completing in 2 different heats. The first one is going to be a 5-minute race. First person up across the finish line after that timer ends will be declared the winner. Then we will have a second heat, which will be a 1-minute sprint. That is enough time for 1 lap. Everything will matter in that 1-minute sprint. You cannot have a single mess up. So it's going to come down to some really fine-tuning, some really good precision racing from these drivers. And they can do it. We've seen some impressive driving, and we are very, very confident that they are able to pull off some of these moves at some of the speeds that they are able to. As our time expires here, we're going to go ahead and bring up some of our sponsors. We want to thank YouTube for bringing us out here already. You've been amazing so far. It was a streaming service, giving us all the abilities we need, as well as the necessities to bring you guys live racing events. We got the drivers in the garage right now. Momentarily, they'll be all out on the track, ready to start. We're going to go ahead and hit our second sponsor. We want to thank Raceroom for sponsoring us and bringing us out here today. They did very good with the equipment that they gave us, and nobody is going to say anything bad about anything that they've given us so far. So, Raceroom and YouTube, we thank you very much. And we're under green flag right now, 5 minutes and counting. Race lead takes off. We have Grief open first, Hunter sitting in second, and Hunter actually fighting for third. They need to be careful not to knock each other out here. Nicole takes an early lead, but Reef gets into the back of her and spins her out. That is a dirty move. Nicole's vehicle is not moving. Let's go ahead and get a quick check on the damage. Nicole has been knocked out of the race. She blew an engine with that impact to the wall. Less than a minute into the race. Now, we're not sure whether or not she'll be able to be pulled off and reset, but at the moment, it's not looking too good for her. They may have a backup car ready to go. We'll check in with her here shortly. It's coming up to Hunter and Vintage right back to back. It's very close racing. It's looking like the Vintage is playing a little aggressive. He's keeping really close up on Hunter. And pit lane was just now opened up. Now is the time to pit as Reef throws Hunter into the wall and they get into it. This is some rough racing. But it looks like Vintage is going to drive away unscathed. It looks like the transmission for Hunter is completely gone. We may have Vintage wins.
Transmission right now.
We just got radio transmission from Hunter. We're going to have to ask our audience to keep a little quiet right here and from the broadcast studio. Hunter, we heard you over radio. Can you say that again?
Yeah, my transmission is actually fully still intact.
We got it. Well, we're wishing you luck out there with whatever you decide to do. Alright, well, even though his transmission does seem to be messed up, they do have to have a mandatory pit. It is required. So now whether or not this could be a good opportunity to get his vehicle fixed up and back out on the track, well, we'll just have to wait and see. So we've got Vintage out here running a 144.149 lap at the moment. Not his fastest, certainly not the fastest we've seen today. We're wondering if he's going to even try to run it any harder now that we've got one vehicle already taken out and one vehicle not even able to run at full capacity. Running a 144.018. It's been an interesting little start here, but you know, it looks like that Vintage, as long as he can hold up and not receive any damage himself, he's going to walk away the winner of this first heat. Getting a little loose coming in out of the turn right there. That is a problem that Vintage has had in the past, especially in the most recent races. He would head into these turns and he would take them coming in just fine. The problem was when he was coming out. A lot of people are skeptical that he hits the gas a little too hard coming into these coming out of these turns, and it actually almost cost him his last race. He had a massive spin out that would have made it basically a sure-in for him to win, but that did not happen yet. We're hoping it does not. So we've got Grief in the pit currently, with Hunter still out on the track. It looks like he's coming into pit as well. So now while we've got the moment, we'll go ahead and talk. Hunter, what's going on out there?
Well, that was just false. Like the readings on my dials were false. I actually have a still intact transmission. I'm doing perfectly fine actually right now. Really, what happened during the beginning of the race was he spun me out and just kind of took me a little while to get back into it. So, plan on trying to catch back up and make it a little more competitive here soon.
Got it. Well, that was Hunter for you. It appears that we've had a slight error on our end regarding some of our damage check systems. We have computers built into some of these cars that give us a percentage level on how well or how the engine and transmission systems are performing, as you can see in the bottom right corner here in just a moment. These 100% mean that they are operating at 100% efficiency. If they're not at their 100%, then their performance will suffer. It's too bad that Nicole actually was knocked out early. As you can see, her transmission or engine was knocked down to 0. Right now, Hunter actually sitting back at 100, so it is all right. It did appear to be an error on our side. So let's head back to Hunter and see what's going on. He's about 21 seconds behind, definitely able to catch up. Depending on the time, let's pull that up really quickly. The time's actually up. Wow. quick race, quick sprint. Things happen real quick. It looks like Grief is actually going to come over as the winner for the first heat. Congratulations to Grief and all of our other racers for coming out today. It was a very rough race in the start, very aggressive, but somebody had to win and somebody had to be knocked out. Unfortunately, that was Nicole. She was knocked out of that race. They do have a backup car on standby though. Here we can see the times. Race results, fastest time for Grief was 1 minute 43.186 seconds. For Hunter, it was 1 minute 48.0181 seconds. Nicole did not finish. This makes the second race that she did not finish. Let's see if we can race her up on the radio. Nicole, can you hear us?
Yep.
What happened out there? I mean, we barely got into the first 29 seconds of the race, and you ended nose up into a wall. What happened?
Basically, I had a pretty good start off the green flag. I had a pretty good start. I was driving up, and I came into a nice first position off the turn. And next thing I know, someone's ramming into behind me. I had no other control in the situation.
How would you describe your feelings after going through that kind of situation?
I'm feeling pretty upset with my competitors who did that to me. I felt like I had a pretty good chance in winning that race, and I didn't get to live up to my potential there.
Do you believe it was intentional? Do you believe that Grief put you in the wall on purpose?
From what I saw, it looked like it was pretty close. He was pretty close to me while doing that turn. The turns are kind of hard to maneuver, so I could have seen how that would have been an accident. But I never know. I wasn't in his head. Like, I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, let me tell you, we had a lot of disappointed fans when we saw you go out that early. It really changed the dynamic back to a one-on-one race.
Yeah.
So we're sorry that happened, but you got to get out there and prepare for your 1 minute sprint. So
yeah, let's hope next time. Let's hope next time I get to finish.
Well, we're wanting you. We'll be getting into Facebook polls here momentarily. We got people over debating and choosing who they believe will be the winners of this 1 minute sprint based off that race. So we're wishing you luck out there and hope you walk away.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and cut this next one to Hunter. Hunter, can you hear us? Hunter, how's the track feeling on that last race?
It was alright. I can tell there's some spots where I can get a little slick, but honestly, it was not bad. A lot of it was just kind of competitive, like hitting, like bumping there. But other than that, this is going to be a great next race. I've got a good feeling for it.
How do you feel about your last race? Are you disappointed with your performance, or are you?
Not necessarily. I'm not necessarily disappointed. A lot of it was considering that the spin out from contact with another player, well, another racer. But really, I'm not too disappointed with it. I was taking my turns a lot better, and I surprised myself within how I was taking the turns.
Now, just to confirm with us, we did hear you over the radio in game. Were you having problems with your transmission once you hit that wall?
No. Wait, are you talking about like right now?
After you hit that, during the race, that first time you got spun out.
No, I wasn't. That was just actually a computing error between us, between my car and your damage checkers.
Okay.
It was getting right. I actually had 100% on my transmission here in the car, so it was actually perfectly fine.
Okay, so just to clear it up, Hunter did not have any transmission problems throughout the race. All right, man. Well, we're gonna go ahead and let you get your practice in for this 1 minute sprint.
Right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Vintage, can you hear me, bud? Tell me, you won the last race. How are you feeling about it?
Very disappointed in my driving. I honestly don't think I should have won that one.
Why not?
Because I knocked out one car in turn 1, and then nearly knocked out the second one in turn 3, I think.
What exactly happened? You had the best seat in the house. Tell us what was going on.
When I knocked out Nicole, I slowed down a little too soon. I usually don't do that, and Nicole came flying in front of me, and I thought I had a little bit more leeway to give it a little bit more gas to get around, but clearly I didn't, and I contacted. All my fault. I mean, I don't know. It just happens.
Well, how do you feel like your performance was outside of that? Actual.
I took it slow, but I don't know. Just make sure I didn't crash.
Once you got ahead and you found out that you had that massive distance, did you let up or did you keep pushing on it all the way?
But I was also kind of skeptical to make sure I didn't throw out.
Of course. Are you going to do anything differently this race?
Let's not try to kill my competitor in the beginning of the race.
How about your tactic?
Same as usual. Take corners. Close to the wall.
That's understood. Alright, well, we're wishing you luck out there. So you can bet that social media wasn't too happy when they saw that wreck. You're going to have a firestorm of people with and against you.
Yeah.
That's social media, though. Don't let it bug you.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're going to wish you luck in your 1 minute sprint, and we're going to carry on.
Alright.
Alright, so we want to thank everyone for tuning into Delta Racing Events, brought to you by Raceroom Racing Experience. Our last heat coming up here in the next few 20 seconds. We got the 1 minute sprint. 1 minute sprint, what it will consist of is 1 lap around the track. The average time is about 1 minute 40 seconds is the average time. So you will not be able to complete a first lap before the timer runs out. So each driver will be tasked with completing 1 lap in the quickest time possible against each other. It is as it sounds, it is a sprint race where every turn counts. So we're looking forward to some good racing here. It's going to be very close, very off the start. We don't know if anyone's going to be taking any different tactics as we're lining up here. Grief maybe taking it a little easy. Nicole might be more aggressive. She might stay back. We don't know, but the race will be beginning momentarily. Let's go ahead and go on board with Nicole and see what it's looking like. That is unfortunate. Nicole takes the lead. Immediately off the run. Good start off Nicole with Grief sitting in second and Hunter sitting way back. I think he might have got something. Nicole with this early lead. It looks like she can hold off. She's getting a little loose going into that turn. And that was just enough to let Grief get on the inside, but she's able to block him off. Nicole heads off the track. Bringing her right back on. It is legal in this event to use that part of the track to help assist her. Grief is able to pull in on the inside. And it looks like it's going to be side-by-side racing going into this turn. Nicole holding the inside. Nicole's holding that inside and is able to hold off Grief to hold on to second place as the timer runs out. We've got Hunter in the back, still trying to catch his way up, about 5-6 seconds behind. It looks like he's running a little slow. We don't know what's going on there. We should check. Let's go ahead and check back in our leaders with Nicole spinning out. That leaves Grief up in the front. Grief coming around the final 2 turns. Nicole's having some troubles getting out of that corner. With Hunter cutting down way low. Vintage pulls it through, coming up to the front, coming to the line. Checkered flag. Grief will take his 4th win. Excuse me, 3rd win in a row here at Raceroom Raceway. With Hunter coming in second. Lap times are as follows. Vintage with 1 minute 40.09 seconds. Hunter with 1 minute 42.471 seconds. And Nicole finishing 3rd place with 1 minute 58.632 seconds. Let's go ahead and get a talk with our race champion. Vintage, you have done it. You pulled off 3 in a row. How does it feel?
Pretty good. Like I said, I don't think I should have won that second one, but I mean, stuff happens. Apologies to Nicole for knocking her out in the beginning, but I mean, yeah, pretty good for 23rd round.
Tell me, what was your thoughts going into this race? Nicole's giving you a run for your money for most of the first half. What were your thoughts on that?
Definitely was. Probably a little bit of payback for knocking her out in race 2, but I was able to pull around. Noticed that she spun out. Yeah, I don't know. After she spun out, kind of just tried to play it a little slower than I usually do. Hopefully taking the win.
Sounds good. Well, you've done it. You've gotten 3 in a row. You're definitely gonna hit up the charts with your popularity now that you've gotten 3. So we're not gonna talk about social media too much after our most recent deal with the spin out. But congratulations on your 3rd win in a row.
Thank you.
Nicole, what happened? You were out there and you were running strong. It's just you lost it at the end. What happened?
Yeah, don't think today's my day. I was doing very good at the beginning. I got a good start and I was able to pull ahead of everyone. I feel like I could have had a potential chance at winning if I did not spin out, because once I spun out, everything started going downhill for me. Probably got one of the worst times I've seen.
Is this gonna change your outlook on this track next time you run it? Are you noticing a trend with how you're finishing compared to how you're racing?
I think I'm gonna try for future experience to be a little bit more careful. I tried being a little bit more aggressive, especially after that second race. I tried being a little bit more aggressive with how I race, so I think I need to be a little bit more careful next time, because the spin out definitely caused me a big loss.
Well, I understand. We're sorry to hear about that, but 3rd place, you've had a pretty rough day, as we all know, and I believe you've came 3rd or did not finish in most of the races out of the 3 race heat that we had, even though we only televised 2 of them. Well, we want to thank you for coming out today, and we're wishing you luck in your next race.
Thank you.
Hunter, out there in that race, it seemed like it was pretty rough early on. What happened? I mean,
It was my error. I tried taking a corner too hard, spun myself out on the 3rd race, and really, I screwed myself over in that. I'm sure that race could have ended up very different if I did not spin out or Nicole spun out. So it would have been hell of a race if neither of us spun out.
now going into this race, you knew that Grief was absolutely a threat in this race, if not your biggest. What are your thoughts on him taking 3 in a row today?
Honestly, I'm not too disappointed about it. He's had more experience coming into this, but honestly, he's something to look out for. I'm very, I've got my eye on him for the next few races that we end up going, at least whenever we end up coming together again.
Well, it's certainly been interesting, especially in that second race when you two were neck and neck and just going back and forth with each other. That was really good on your guys' part. So it was very entertaining. So we want to thank you for coming out. We want to thank all the drivers for coming out today. We want to thank you two for giving us the streaming service, Raceroom for providing us the experience. We want to thank Red Bull for bringing out 2 of our 3 cars today, Total for bringing out the other. We're going to thank our broadcasting crew, myself, Jake Cross, and we want to thank all the fans who are tuning in, watching, and checking out this video. Tune back in next time for the bigger races. We have larger races coming up here soon, and we are expecting to have a really good time. So this is Delta Racing Events, and we will catch you in the next race.